morning, everyone, and thanks for taking the time to listen to me talk about myself for the next 5 minutes. I promise to try and make it as interesting as useful as possible for you. So, a little bit about me. My name's Katie, I'm 27, and I'm a business associate at a company called Invetus. I've always been a bit of an animal lover, a little bit of a nerd, and I really enjoy working with people. When I finished high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I just chose to do what I loved, which was biology. And studying biology in my undergraduate degree really allowed me to explore all sort of different branches of science, and eventually led me down the path of biotechnology, which is what I studied for my master's here at Macquarie. Now, you're probably wondering why I've included an entire snapshot of the history of my CV here, all the way back to my first job at Baker's Delight. But I really wanted to show you where it all began and how different my career has been from the start. So my first job at Baker's Delight really built the foundations of good customer service and working as part of a team, which is applicable to any job today. And working upwards, you'll see throughout my undergraduate degree, I worked in various different roles, and eventually to a veterinary trials associate role at Regenius when I was doing my master's. After that, I spent a little bit of time completely outside of science and out of the country to return to Australia and a full-time scientific role. I'll tell you now, it hasn't been a completely easy path, particularly when I up and decided to live overseas for a year. And I really struggled to be away from the comforts of home and working outside of, my field. But, these roles working as a bartender or in admin roles allowed me the flexibility to travel. And I really decided to take it as an opportunity because I really learnt the value of understanding what's important and really being able to depend on myself. And these are skills that I take to work with me every day now. That being said, I wouldn't be where I am today without the incredible mentors that I've met along the way. My current manager at Invetus, I actually met at Regenius when I was working as a trials associate. She was the perfect manager because she allowed me a lot of flexibility to try different things, but also helped me when I asked for it. And Liz is here today. I believe that we work really well together, and I think she feels the same way because 3 years later, in May of this year, she hired me again. Now, it was here at Macquarie University that I also met someone that gave me my last job at SciEx. So Chris and I were working in the same degree and in one of our business subjects together. And we were put into a group project. And 2 years later, when I returned to Australia, he helped me get a full-time role at SciEx. So the lesson I learned here was that you never really know when you're going to meet someone who could help you get a job. It could be someone here at uni or in your current role that might help you in the future, or even someone here today. Finally, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my current role, working in veterinary clinical research. So in Invetus, we specialise in research for the treatment of animals. My team, the Veterinary Clinical Research Network, we get to work with veterinary clinics and pet owners to run these trials. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a massive animal lover, and therefore this job is incredibly rewarding for me. And finally, I'd really like to talk a bit about my passion for diversity and inclusion. I don't really have much time for it today, but I've had a strong involvement in it, and I'd really love for you guys to approach me about it later. And please come and talk to me, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what we do. Next, I'd like to introduce Michael from the New South Wales Department of Education.